Your car just started making a weird knocking sound yesterday, but you figured it would go away on its own, like that squeaky belt did last month. You keep driving because the engine still runs and you cannot afford a major repair right now, so you turn up the radio and hope for the best. Most drivers miss these critical warning signs or dismiss them as minor annoyances until it is too late. A $200 repair becomes an $8,000 engine replacement because people do not understand what their car is trying to tell them through these symptoms. Most people think their car just suddenly breaks down, but the truth is, your car warns you months in advance. Ignore these signs and you'll be paying thousands in repair. Welcome to Built-in Boost, where we break down the hype, cut through the marketing, and give you the real story behind the badge. Number 5 will shock you because most people think it's normal and keep driving until their engine seizes completely. Like this video if you want to know exactly what these warning signs mean and how to avoid turning minor problems into major financial disasters. Number 1. White smoke from exhaust. White smoke coming from your exhaust pipe is not steam from cold weather. It is coolant burning inside your engine cylinders, and this problem will destroy your engine within months if you keep driving without fixing it immediately. When you see thick white smoke that smells sweet, your engine has a blown head gasket, cracked cylinder head, or damaged engine block that allows coolant to leak into the combustion chambers. This coolant burns along with your fuel and creates the white smoke you see behind your car. Coolant inside your engine cylinders causes serious damage fast. The water in coolant does not compress like air and fuel do, which can crack pistons, bend connecting rods, or completely seize your engine. Even small amounts of coolant contamination will wash oil off cylinder walls and cause metal-on-metal contact that destroys engine bearings. Most drivers ignore white smoke because their car still runs and drives normally at first. The engine temperature might stay normal on the gauge, so they assume everything is fine. This is the biggest mistake you can make because internal engine damage happens quickly once coolant starts entering the combustion process. Head gasket repair costs $2,000 to $3,500 on most vehicles, but waiting too long turns this into complete engine replacement for $6,000 to $10,000. Cracked cylinder heads cost $3,000 to $5,000 to repair professionally. Stop driving immediately when you see white smoke and get professional diagnosis within 24 hours. Continuing to drive with this condition guarantees expensive engine damage that could total your vehicle financially. Early detection and repair can save your engine, but ignoring white smoke will definitely destroy it completely. Number 2. Metal particles in oil. Finding metal shavings or particles in your engine oil means internal engine components are grinding against each other and wearing away rapidly. This is one of the most serious warning signs your car can give you, and continuing to drive will cause complete engine failure within weeks. Metal particles in oil usually come from worn engine bearings, damaged pistons, or cylinder wall scoring that happens when lubrication breaks down. These tiny metal flakes circulate through your oil system and act like sandpaper on every moving part inside your engine. Check your oil regularly by pulling the dipstick and looking for metallic sparkles or actual metal chunks floating in the oil. Normal oil should be smooth and free of any solid particles. If you see glittery specks or feel gritty texture when you rub the oil between your fingers, your engine is destroying itself from the inside. Engine bearing failure is the most common cause of metal contamination. Bearings support your crankshaft and connecting rods, and when they wear out, metal starts flaking off into the oil supply. Once this process begins, it accelerates quickly because the metal particles damage other bearings and create more contamination. Most people discover metal in their oil during routine changes and assume they can keep driving if they just change the oil more frequently. This approach guarantees engine destruction because the root cause of the metal contamination continues getting worse every mile you drive. Professional engine diagnosis costs $200 to $400, but engine rebuilding or replacement runs $8,000 to $15,000 depending on your vehicle. The time between discovering metal particles and complete engine seizure is usually 30 to 90 days of normal driving. Stop driving immediately and get professional evaluation to determine if your engine can be saved with bearing replacement or if complete rebuilding is necessary. Number 3. Overheating again and again. Repeated overheating episodes will warp your cylinder heads, blow your head gaskets, and crack your engine block permanently. Most drivers think overheating is just an inconvenience they can manage by adding coolant and driving more carefully, but multiple overheating events guarantee expensive engine damage. Your engine operates within very precise temperature tolerances, and exceeding normal operating temperature even briefly causes metal components to expand beyond their design limits. Aluminum cylinder heads are especially vulnerable to warping when temperatures climb above 240 degrees Fahrenheit. The first time your engine overheats, you might get lucky with minimal damage if you stop immediately and let it cool down completely. But the second and third overheating episodes cause cumulative damage that becomes increasingly expensive to repair properly. Head gasket failure is almost guaranteed after repeated overheating because the gasket material cannot handle the extreme heat cycles and pressure changes. Blown head gaskets allow coolant and oil to mix together, creating a milky substance that destroys engine lubrication and leads to bearing failure. Cylinder head warping is another common result of multiple overheating events. Warped heads create uneven sealing surfaces that leak coolant and compression, requiring expensive machining or complete replacement to fix properly. Most overheating problems start small with failing thermostats, water pump problems, or cooling system leaks that cost $200 to $600 to repair initially. Ignoring these root causes and repeatedly overheating your engine turns minor repairs into $4,000 to $8,000 head gasket jobs or complete engine replacement. Stop driving immediately when your temperature gauge climbs into the red zone. Find and fix the underlying cooling system problem before permanent engine damage occurs. Repeated overheating always ends with catastrophic engine failure that totals most vehicles financially. Number 4. Transmission slipping. When your transmission starts slipping between gears, hesitating during acceleration, or revving high without moving forward properly, you have maybe 60 to 90 days before complete transmission failure leaves you stranded with a repair bill that exceeds your car's value. Transmission slipping happens when internal clutches, bands, or torque converter components wear out and can no longer transfer power effectively from your engine to the wheels. This creates the sensation of your engine revving without corresponding acceleration, especially when pulling away from stops or climbing hills. Early slipping usually occurs during specific situations like cold starts, highway merging, or when the transmission is under load. Most drivers adapt their driving habits to work around these problems instead of addressing the root cause, which accelerates the damage significantly. Internal transmission components operate under extreme pressure and precise tolerances. Once slipping begins, the friction materials continue degrading rapidly because they cannot handle the heat and stress of incomplete engagement. Burnt transmission fluid with a dark color and burnt smell confirms this internal damage is occurring. Manual transmissions show slipping through clutch problems that cause engine RPM to climb without corresponding vehicle speed increases. Automatic transmissions slip between gear changes or fail to engage certain gears completely under load. Transmission rebuild costs $3,000 to $5,000 on most vehicles, while replacement with a remanufactured unit runs $4,000 to $7,000 including labor. These repairs often exceed the value of older vehicles, making them financial total losses. Early intervention with transmission service, fluid changes, and minor adjustments can sometimes extend transmission life temporarily, but once slipping becomes noticeable during normal driving, internal damage has progressed beyond economical repair in most cases. Number 5. Knocking sounds from engine. Engine knocking is the sound of your pistons literally hammering against your cylinder walls, and this devastating problem will completely destroy your engine within 30 to 60 days if you keep driving without immediate professional diagnosis and repair. The knocking sound happens when fuel ignites at the wrong time in your combustion cycle, creating shock waves that slam pistons against cylinder walls with tremendous force. This abnormal combustion timing creates a distinctive metallic tapping or knocking noise that gets worse under acceleration or load. Most drivers mistake engine knocking for normal engine noise and continue driving because their car still runs and accelerates normally at first. This is the most expensive mistake you can make because every mile driven with knocking causes cumulative damage that cannot be reversed. Carbon buildup on pistons and cylinder heads is the most common cause of engine knock in high-mileage vehicles. This carbon creates hot spots that ignite fuel prematurely, disrupting the precise timing your engine needs to operate safely. Using cheap gasoline makes this problem worse because low-quality fuel burns unevenly. Worn engine bearings also create knocking sounds, but this type of knock indicates your engine is already suffering catastrophic internal damage. Bearing knock sounds deeper and more rhythmic than the combustion knock, and it means your crankshaft is moving around inside worn bearing surfaces. Engine knock from carbon buildup might cost $800 to $1,500 to clean professionally, but bearing knock requires complete engine rebuilding for $6,000 to $12,000. The difference between these repair costs depends entirely on getting professional diagnosis before permanent damage occurs. Stop driving immediately when you hear persistent knocking sounds and get professional evaluation within 24 hours to determine if your engine can still be saved economically. Number 6. Strong burning smells inside or around car. Burning smells coming from your car indicate serious problems that can cause fires, complete system failures, or leave you stranded in dangerous situations. These odors are emergency warning signs that require immediate attention before they escalate into catastrophic damage. Electrical burning smells usually mean wiring harnesses are overheating and melting their insulation. Modern cars have hundreds of electrical circuits running throughout the vehicle, and when these wires overheat, they can start fires that destroy your entire car within minutes. Burning oil smells indicate oil is leaking onto hot exhaust components or engine parts. Small oil leaks might seem harmless, but oil fires spread rapidly and can engulf your engine compartment before you have time to pull over safely. Oil leaks also reduce engine lubrication and cause bearing damage. Burning rubber smells come from overheated belts, hoses, or tires that are failing under stress. Drive belts that slip or break will disable your alternator, power steering, and cooling system simultaneously. Overheated tires can blow out at highway speeds and cause serious accidents. Burning plastic odors usually indicate overheating dashboard components, melting wire insulation, or failing electronic modules. These problems often disable critical safety systems like airbags, anti-lock brakes, or engine management computers without warning. Sweet burning smells mean coolant is leaking onto hot engine components, which indicates cooling system failure that will cause overheating and engine damage quickly. Coolant fires are particularly dangerous because they create toxic fumes in enclosed spaces. Never ignore burning smells or assume they will go away on their own. Pull over immediately in a safe location, turn off your engine, and call for professional help. Continuing to drive with burning odors can result in vehicle fires, complete system failures, or accidents that put your safety at serious risk. These 6 warning signs are your car's emergency distress signals, and ignoring any of them will cost you thousands of dollars in avoidable repairs or leave you with a completely dead vehicle within months. The difference between a $500 repair and an $8,000 engine replacement often comes down to recognizing these symptoms early and taking immediate action. Your car is trying to save itself by warning you about serious problems before they become catastrophic failures. Do not gamble with these warning signs by hoping they will disappear or trying to squeeze a few more months out of a failing system. The repair costs only get higher the longer you wait, and some damage becomes permanent if you ignore it too long. Most importantly, never keep driving when you notice white smoke, metal and oil, repeated overheating, transmission slipping, engine knocking, or burning smells. These problems can leave you stranded in dangerous situations or cause accidents that put your safety at risk. Comment below and tell us which warning sign you have been ignoring in your own car. Have you experienced any of these symptoms and kept driving anyway?